Good evening, and welcome to the Mercedes City Commission regular meeting of March 19th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. I call this meeting to order. Moving on to item number 2, establish quorum. If you don't mind, Commissioner, get started on your side.
Commissioner Dr. Jacob C. Howell, present.
Commissioner Armando Garcia, present.
Commissioner Ruben Saldana, present.
Commissioner Joe Martinez, present.
And Oscar Montoya, Mayor, I'm present. In the invocation, Commissioner Martinez, you wouldn't mind, sir?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord God. We ask for your direction, Lord God, today. We ask that you show us the way, Lord God. We make the right decisions, Lord God, that are beneficial for our family, Lord God, and our city. This we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Commissioner. Pledge of allegiance, if you wouldn't mind, Commissioner Garcia.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. Moving on to item 5, open forum. Madam Secretary, do we have anybody signed up? No? Okay. Moving on to presentation. We're gonna go ahead and hold off on item 6A for later on in the meeting, see if anybody shows up, and if not, we'll go ahead and postpone it. Is that all right?
Do we need to make a motion for that?
No, I think we're okay. Yeah, it's just approximation. So I'll move on to item 6B, proclamation for TMLDA Library of Excellence Award. All right, where's our librarian? We need to get you a special parking for all these awards you keep getting.
Well, I also asked my staff.
Absolutely.
Because I feel that we all got the award, I would not be able to do.
Well, let's go.
Not
Bring them
half
up.
of what I do with not my staff.
Bring them up to stand behind you. Let them come on over here. Let them stand behind you. I don't know if we have enough parking space for all of y'all. Kind of like the donut promise. Did Dr. Howard ever buy those donuts? Did you ever go over there? Oh, you did? All right, sure.
Like an annual thing.
That's right, I'm in. All right, so,
Martinez is paying.
so, I'm gonna read the proclamation, but I say this seriously, and, what a blessing the library is to the city. I can't think of us having more than 2 or 3 meetings without something positive coming from the library. And it's not that the library themselves are bringing it over here to showcase it, it's people from your bosses coming and saying that they want to recognize you, so that means even more. So I just wanted to say that we're very proud of y'all. I think you're a gem, within our city, and we appreciate that. And lots of things are dying off. The cowboys of our day, the boots and all that stuff. The reading of books today. Somebody was at Commissioner's Court at the county. I was at Commissioner's Court presenting, and they were complaining about the newspapers and how the written word has gone, away. So you all not only keeping that alive, but at the same time, you're bringing us to the future. So I just wanted to say that to you all and tell you that don't think it goes unnoticed. We appreciate y'all's hard work, and we know that you're taking good care of our citizens. And Kendrick is always bragging about y'all too. So
Yeah, he's our big supporter.
yes. So from the Office of the Mayor and obviously from the rest of the City Commission, the City of Mercedes proclamation, and it reads as so. Whereas public libraries play vital roles in the education, recreation, and empowerment of local communities. And whereas libraries continue to level the playing field for all who seek information and access to technologies. And whereas each year, the Texas Municipal Library Directors Association confers the Achievement of Library Excellence Award for outstanding contributions to the public libraries in Texas. And whereas applicants must exhibit excellence by providing services to underserved and special populations. marketing in innovative ways, pursuing collaborative efforts, continually enhancing its services, supporting literacy, digital inclusion, and workforce development. Also providing cultural, topical, and educational programming, and comprehensively training its staff. And whereas of the approximately 545 libraries that exist in Texas, only 84 received this award in 2023. And whereas the Dr. P. Garcia Memorial Library has met the requirements of the excellence and been awarded the 2023 Texas Municipal Library Directors Association Achievement of Libraries and Excellence Award. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Oscar Montoya, Mayor and the City Commission of the City of Mercedes, Texas, proclaim March 7, 2024 to be the Dr. P. Garcia Memorial Library Day in the City of Mercedes, and encourage all residents to visit the library and enjoy the many programs and services offered. Given under my hand and sealed this 19th day of March in 2024. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You want to say something there, ma'am? Speech?
I guess, I already said that my staff is the reason, so I guess I just wanna say some of what they do.
Sure.
Can you introduce somebody?
100%. So I have Mary Hernandez. She is our cataloger. She is also the one that helps me a lot with our cafe. She's good at doing the cafe pricing, keeping up with trends, always bringing up new menu items. So she does the displays. Everybody in the library does 10,000 things.
And she harasses the mayor about any sales that come up on email, so
Yeah,
thank you for the
that's
emails.
I have Isabel. She's our ILL specialist, so she's the one that sends the interlibrary loans. She's also really good in the cafe. She does my inventory every Monday. Gosh, what else? Isabel, that's not all. Anytime I need something else, extra, quotations, whatever, I go to Isabel. Janie Palacios is very well known in the city, so she is excellent for my outreach, for my fundraising. She helps Isabel with the interlibrary loans. I do have Anthony and Tristan, Anthony Cárdenas and Tristan Garza here today. They are my digital navigators. They are also the two that help us edit our grants. So they help us get funding. Anthony is very techy. So we have issues in the library, we need some IT. We have Michael, he's great, but we also are like, help us now. And that's all, and Frank Francisco Rivas is my children's person, but he also attends to all the outreach. He's the one that helps me with the floats, and he helps me a lot with events. Michelle's not here, she's my assistant library director. She's an excellent grant writer. Honestly, the whole team is essential. Daniela is not here, but Daniela and Dabney are great at marketing. As you know, we do a lot of the social media. So they take care of that, flyers. So it wouldn't be possible to do everything that we do without all of them. And our new work studies, where we are training, but they are also very helpful for us.
All right, well, again, thank you for being the way you all are. Thank you for recognizing your employees, and congratulations. I don't know if the commission would like to say anything.
I just, talk about positioning your team, the way you guys do a great job in Marisol. You do a wonderful job, and not only that, you're a cancer survivor, and that's inspirational not only to us, the community, but to your staff. Amazing job.
When you walk into the library, it doesn't, you can tell it's a first class operation, everything, and I appreciate that, and if you show up every day, you might kind of just take that for granted and just kind of expect that's the way it is, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the way it is, and so I'm just so proud. I'm big on education, and I think that's the great equalizer, as they say. Nobody can take that away from you, and so there's there's a correlation between people that are smart and people that read. That's what I've found. And so the more we can promote that, I think the better. So thanks for all you do to make sure that people here in this town have a quality place to go for that.
That's that. Everybody else, we're ready for a picture. Come on up. We'll pitch on in here. All right, moving on to item 7, consent agenda.
Mayor, make a motion to approve consent agenda.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Let me see, item 8A, update. I don't know if, okay, item 7A, approval of minutes for meeting held on February 20th, 2024. I guess that one's separate. Have a motion for that?
Well, Mayor, that was the agenda.
It's the only one under, but I didn't mention it because of.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve 7A.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Howell, second by Commissioner Garcia. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 8A, city manager's comments, update regarding contracts for services.
Mayor and Commissioners, as you know, we brought on board gentlemen to help us out in keeping track and keeping up to date with contracts. And so one of his first of all, introduce yourself.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Commission. I'm Ray Trevino. Originally from Mercedes. I've been living in Harlingen for probably like 20 years, but my heart is here in Mercedes.
Awesome.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. So we've been working very closely with Jocelyn and getting what we had talked about in previous meetings and going out for bids for contracts. Instead of every department having to rush out every month and give me 3 bids or 3 estimates on trying to purchase, whether it was parts or services that we needed. And so he's gonna give us an update on where he's at.
We've posted 10 RFPs, which are requests for proposals. And we've had to recently add an addenda and extend the deadline for them. So,
Can you mention some of them?
excuse me? Yes, some of the RFPs that we have actually posted is the electrical services for plumbing and sewer, water leak repairs, for HVAC maintenance, auto parts, auto repair, including road and paving repair, sidewalk and curb repair, roof repair, motor oil, as well as fuel.
Conceptually, I mean, you might think, well, are we outsourcing or we're doing it in-house? No, it's in case the department can't do it in-house and we have several leaks at the same time and we need to outsource part of it, we're able to have that capability and we're ready to go instead of hurrying up the door and trying to get estimates quickly and that taking a week or 2 before we can get anything done. This way, the contract's in place for the year, we can use them or not use them throughout the year as we need them.
You mentioned they were posted. Where are we gonna post those and what's the deadline?
Okay, well, they were posted initially on our website as well as with the Monitor and some of them with Mercedes Enterprise.
Okay.
And since we didn't get any actual bids for several of them, We're reposting them, extending the deadline to the 27th, and then there'll be a couple of them, there'll be the 29th. For example,
So are we reposting all of them or just the ones we didn't get any?
just the ones that we didn't get any bids for. And what we're gonna do as well is maybe contact some of the vendors and inform them that we have some open bids.
So I was gonna say, because the other way, we're by chance hoping that they're gonna pick up the paper and see, oh, there's a potential bid. But I know by law, we have to, but that would be the ideal situation to move things faster.
Right.
Okay, well, welcome back to Mercedes, and hopefully you stick around a while. Yeah, nice to meet you, Ray. Moving on to item 9A, ordinances and resolutions. Approval of resolution 2024-15 to adopt the suspension of AP's rate filing.
Can you have a little update on?
So, Mayor and Commissioners, atypical of AEP, they always are looking to increase the rates. And so in your package, you should be able to see, I think, the impact,
Impact fee or?
it was per customer, we're talking about, sorry, and all we're trying to do is join with other cities. It's $4.59 per customer per month. This is residential customer, by the way. So basically what we're saying, we're joining everybody else and saying we're not supporting this rate increase.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner Garcia. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item B, approval of resolution 2024-16 regarding border zone fire department.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the border zone fire department. The
Second.
And forego the reading.
Forego the reading.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, same sign. Chief, is there something you wanted to say about it?
No.
We're good to go. Okay. Moving on to item C, approval of resolution 2024-17 regarding state crisis intervention grant program.
I make a motion to approve, Mayor, item 9C.
I have a motion by Commissioner Howell, seconded by Commissioner Martinez. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Item approved. Moving on to item 10A, management items, discussion of 10th Street repairs study, Commissioner Howell.
Yes, so I put this gladly on the agenda, and I appreciate you guys allowing this to get on the agenda for the sake of our community. I know the street has been in much need of repairs. I know we've also discussed the repairs of the street, and I know we're waiting or awaiting some county help for the extension and the repairs of the street. Because not only a street, it extends far beyond just between Florida and Rio Rico. But that's the short-term solution that I wanted to kind of bring up is instead of maybe potentially waiting for the county to come in and help us with that, was there maybe the commission is willing to jump at the opportunity to say, look, why don't we maybe do our part at some point here and do the 10th Street, which there's a lot of traffic from the schools, the buses, educators, kids, most obviously, from the 10th Street between Rio Rico and Florida, that little area there. And so I was kind of wanting to see if that's potentially something that maybe we could jump on and fix right away, or we wanted to wait. And so kind of what was the update for that?
Mayor, I have a discussion if I may. Javi, I know that last time you met with us back in January, you had notified us that there was a tentative date for April. Is that still looking like it's gonna happen?
Right, good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. The tentative date for April was, we were talking about, I believe, the water line. That is what we are gonna start with. We are March. The plan is still to begin with the water line relocation in the coming weeks. As far as the county and their role in this project, what's gonna happen, one of the options will be that we're gonna have to phase this, project out. We're still getting, well, let me clarify, we're getting help from Urban County, not Precinct One now. So we have enough monies to do a portion of 10th Street, which could be Florida to 491 if we choose to do that first, which it looks like we are, like we spoke last time, because of the water line relocation, we can do that. And then soon after we do that, after the summer ends, we can start from Florida, make our way back towards the park.
So we have a date, excuse me, so we have an April date of the water line.
Right, yes,
So that's April,
yes.
and then so once we do that water line, then are we gonna start right away?
So
The street, or what's the process of?
moving the water line first, we would relocate the water line, make sure that the water line is active, that all the services along the way are active and in place so people have their water. Then after all that is done, said and complete, then we can start.
Now, the water line, Mr. Ramirez, is it
Right.
along the sidewalk, or we're gonna, like, obviously destroy some of the street in the process, right? So we're gonna remove that line, or where exactly is that line located at?
The water line meanders in and out of, well, it's actually mostly all in, underneath the pavement section, so we're gonna install a new one closer to
So that's
the
gonna be
curb.
closed off and.
The water line will be abandoned in place. We won't dig it up. We'll abandon it in place and install a new
New
one.
one, okay.
Yes, closer to the curb on the north side.
Curb from the yard side, not curb from the street side. Are we digging up the street to put the new one, or are we digging up
That's what I'm,
that's what he's asking.
yeah.
It's gonna be closer to the curb and the pavement.
We're still tearing up the pavement,
Yes,
just not in the middle where it was before.
right. Unfortunately, with our survey that we conducted, there's a lot of things in the way. And we kind of anticipated that there was gonna be a lot of little, obstructions there, other utilities in place and irrigation lines, and there is, and
So let's just say,
It's a 12-inch line.
what's more or less a rough, I know we can't be for certain, but what's a rough timeline, let's say he's gonna take for that, for the water?
for the
To remove that, or abandon it and put the new one, what are we looking at?
For the water line, we could do that in a month,
Okay, so let's say like May.
right?
Or sometime in May, but, you know, obviously we can't control the weather. So then right after that, potentially, we might be able to start the street right away.
We would bid the project out if that's still what, if we use Urban County monies and we start the bidding process here within the next month while we're working on the water line. So we're ready by the time the water line is in place and maybe school ends, where, we can issue a notice to proceed to the awarded
That's
contract.
key, is to wait for the school to
I-
end.
That's still the idea or the consensus, I think.
Because it makes no sense to do it when you have heavy traffic in the morning. Well, my concern moving forward, and I'm just curious, because now you're talking about 10th Street, from Mile 1 to Florida, right? Or that was the idea? Or how far were you saying, or just up to?
To 490, to 491,
Okay,
for now.
so just
That-
that
with this
little
initial phase, the initial phase of the project.
The short term, I think that would be ideal for now, and then
Yeah.
later.
And I believe, working with the city manager and our finance director, we can kind of schedule it into where we're closer to the new fiscal year and start right away with working our way back as we always plan towards,
I
the
have
park,
one
towards
question.
Garza Street.
I have one question in regards to what we've discussed in the past, and that is the deal with the sidewalk. And I'm just curious if that would make the difference in the price, only because up to a certain point between Florida 491, the sidewalk ends. And we have students that walk all the way to that one gate to get into the high school. Eventually, with what we were hoping to do in putting a sidewalk with this project, could we look at what that would cost? Because I figured at that point, if
Might
we're
as
gonna
well.
do all the work, we might as well, what it would cost to just add that on in anticipation for what we hope to do eventually from 491 to Mile 1.
Yeah, there's something to kind of consider, throw those numbers out there and look at it. As and of course, bring it to the commission, see what you guys think and community think.
Will the sidewalk be within the easement that we already own?
The right of way, yes, sir. Yes, we could do that there. That's where it would go, yes. We wouldn't have to acquire additional right of way.
And
to install a 4-foot sidewalk.
the total cost of the paving, when you had given us back in January, was $200K. That was for that area that you're talking about, right? From Florida to 491 alone would cost $200,000 to pave.
Yes,
Okay.
Commissioner.
And I think, I don't know if that answers your question,
Well,
but in case there's a citizen out there that, cause I got a text today about fixing 10th Street and that area where the store is on
yeah, well, I don't think
Washington.
it's just one, I mean, several, plus, like, I drive through there, you know, I'm a proud educator, proud parent. I drive through there every day, and I'm sure many citizens do, and of course, the kids that walk through there, and the cars trying to avoid bumps, or the, it's, you know, and there's kids there, and of course, those buses, so, but I know that we're trying, and I know that's our intention, is to continue to move this city forward, and that's our plans, and I was just trying to get a date so we can message back to the community and some of these parents and these kids, look, these are some of the dates that we're looking at, this is what's going on, and just to kind of inform them. So to go back on the question, if we decide to do the street after the water line, that would start more or less, what are you thinking? Or when would that come to us for approval?
After the school.
I think that's still the
September
idea,
Or August, or when?
no, right after.
Oh, June.
Oh, June, okay.
I don't know what the last day
So
is.
it's also, it's usually at the end of May, early June, right?
Good.
But the other issue is that we need to finish Capsao Terrace,
Yes.
and so, which I was gonna explain to the citizens, to make sure that we're all on the same page. Where the county helps us, not necessarily financially, is through forced labor, and that's still gonna be it, right? We're gonna provide the material, and they're gonna do the forced labor.
Happy
or-
side?
I'm talking about 10th Street. Or are we paying for all of the work, including the labor?
But for now, the plan is to use 100% of the Urban County funds to bid out, per se, the portion from Florida to 491. Bid it out, no forced labor, Mayor. And then, the rest of the sections, if we don't use Urban County funds, we can manage that through either bidding it out the traditional way or using forced labor with the county. We have a few more options when we're not using Urban County.
So if I may add, we would have a lot more specifics, but there's a lot of stuff that's still up in the air. Urban County is the key ingredient on whether we do a phased approach or not.
Yeah.
The phased approach is, if we have Urban County, we like to utilize that first, get it out of the way, and they require us to go out for bids, okay? They have a process.
We can't use our own people.
No,
And they do all the bidding.
yes, and they
We're
do
out
all
of
the bidding, they control everything. If that is out the window in the next week or two, then it's back to us, 100%.
Right.
Okay, and that's where we have to figure out the timing, when the county can help us, if we can take advantage of them, helping us out with the labor part, and we pay for the materials and pay the labor later. So those are the things that are up in the air, otherwise we give you specifics and give you a calendar.
Well, I know Urban County, the conference is coming up, and I will make sure that I will be inclusive in those meetings to try to get this done for
But
us.
it's a law. I just wanna make sure we're real clear here.
Yes.
There's nothing we can do to change their mind.
Right.
It's about legalities. But we need to make sure that the citizens know, because again, I got a text message today about 10th Street, and I wanna make sure everybody's clear. We're not just waiting on 10th Street.
No.
You're talking about a difference of us paying out $400,000
So our own money
or
versus.
$1 million on our own.
Yes.
And, in order to do that, if we go out, and I know, like, the guy who was calling me was like, well, just do it, well, okay, but something else is gonna suffer, right? So we just don't have $1 million laying around. We don't have 400,000 laying around, but we budgeted for that. So I just wanna make sure the citizens know that we're not just waiting on 10th Street because, we just don't wanna do it. The plan has always been to get it done before, especially Florida to 491, because it's what's traveled by schools and it's the worst, except for Washington, right? I give that up. But if we try to do it all, we won't be able to do it financially, and we won't be able to do it right. If we don't relocate the lines, we'll be tearing up that street again, as everybody knows. So that's the reason why it's taking a little bit longer, but it's gonna be well worth it, because now we're gonna get a good street on 491 to Florida, and then, God willing, we'll have a good street from Florida to
And
our side.
potentially a new sidewalk.
And potentially sidewalk, yeah, I mean, we might as well, you know, put that in the, I think the numbers you gave us for the sidewalk wasn't astronomical, matter of fact, it was actually pretty good. The issue now is
If I'm
gonna
not
be is,
mistaken, Mayor, the sidewalk goes up to a certain point, so there's already one there, it's
Yeah.
just, I
right,
think
right.
up to a certain point to 491, which isn't really far.
The only issue is if we have to pay for any land, and you're thinking we have the land already, we need the right of way?
Specifically for, between Florida and 491?
Eminent domain, if we need to take it.
Yes, I think we
Well, we
have,
can't take it, we have to pay for it.
right, through that process, you would pay the fair market value.
Yeah.
McDonald's. Chick-fil-A.
There, you know, there's a section, on the intersection of Florida and Tenth that's maybe missing, it doesn't go all the way to Florida, cause as far as I'm seeing here on the map, it's all in place, the sidewalk. May not be in the best condition, but it's all, so I don't know if you're, what
Worst
section
case,
specifically
worst
you're.
case, it would be like a little,
Yeah, I
a little
think-
corner.
yeah, I don't-
There's sections of sidewalk and then there isn't.
Okay.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just getting the kids to be able to walk on a sidewalk to the high school.
There probably was, there was probably a sidewalk there at one point,
Yeah.
and probably when they did 10th Street, they probably tore it up and then replaced
It's
it.
expanded a little bit
So,
further.
Okay.
if that's the case, then we may already own the land, so it's just something to look at.
In worst case, it's probably a little easement. I'm not
Yeah.
saying go take property, I was joking, but we just, you know.
I just wanted to say,
No, no, yes, sir.
I think at the end of the day, people need to understand that we are doing the best that we can. And I understand everybody wants it done fast enough, but when you do it fast enough is when you have issues. So it's best to do it in a very efficient way, in a smart way, and in a cost-effective way. Because if somebody's complaining about 10th Street, I got people complaining about parks, I got people complaining about other areas. And so we have to be smart and strategic. That's why I love to get this project going, but I agree with you, we gotta wait for school, because I can tell you from my personal experience, having to go around would just be, I mean, it would just, forget it, man, I mean, we'd have all kinds of headaches. So I think the best time to shoot for this is in the summer, when we don't expect there to be a lot of rain, number one, and number two, where people aren't traveling, you know, to take their kids in a hurry and, you know, I see the cops looking at me, you know, speeding down there, speeding down 10th Street. But more importantly, I think as long as people see the project getting done, I think that's gonna be a big thing. Capital Terrace, I think it's the same situation. You know, we have to bear with the weather, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I think they'll appreciate the work that you guys did, and that's what's key. So, yes, sir. Thank you for the update.
Anything else, Commissioner?
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. Any other questions? All right, moving on to item 10B, discussion of drone technology regarding Amazon delivery options. Commissioner Howell.
Yeah, just very, very quick, I know Mercedes we're into tradition, but also innovative, right? Innovative into technology. I think here's an opportunity for the city of Mercedes to jump on and be a maverick in this, and kind of set an example that we are a city of technology and innovation, and we welcome this. We welcome business, and we welcome new technologies to the city, and innovative ideas as well. And so, an idea that I want to throw out there is, you know, I know there's an Amazon factory or warehouse in McAllen. I think it's just a matter of time that there's an Amazon close by in the area or in the valley at some point. And so using new drone technology for deliveries, for drop-offs, and the city of Mercedes has an opportunity to say, look, when that opportunity comes, we, the city of Mercedes, give you the green light. This city will be the first city in the valley, one of the first in the state of Texas, to say, look, whenever you guys are ready with FAA regulations, we will go ahead and allow that. And so that's all this was. It's just kind of jumping ahead of the bandwagon, being a maverick and innovative.
So what is it exactly?
So whenever Amazon in the future, whenever we are prepared, when Amazon is using drone technology, which they are in other cities, dropping off packages or what forth, the city, whenever that type of innovative technology or innovative delivery system comes to the valley, I know sometimes we're left behind a little bit, but I think the valley's catching up, and the city of Mercedes can be a maverick here and say, look, whenever you guys are ready and you wanna come to the valley, the city of Mercedes will give you the green light so you can drop off packages with drone technology here to our citizens, to our libraries, to the stores. We have an outlet mall. It's just a matter of time. So that's all this was. It's just jumping ahead of the bandwagon here.
Do they need our permission though? I mean, or?
Well, no, we would just say clearance. In other words, when they're ready, whenever that day comes, we're ready to go. That's all it is. It may not, obviously not be tomorrow, may not be in a week from now. Obviously, there would be more written regulations involved, but this is saying, look, we're ready when you're ready.
So what the city would likely regulate would be the landing and
With ordinances.
with ordinances where the drones would land or where they would take off from, because we would control mainly just the land use of,
Where they would land.
or take off.
Or takeoff.
So there's cities that are trying it, and there's
Yeah.
little pads that they're developing at like farmers market and.
I mean,
So just to be clear, it's not that it's necessary, it just allows you to, that people aren't just doing it everywhere. So
Oh,
it
yeah,
gives-
no,
yeah, so an ordinance
I
would put
just
some
meant
control.
like our part of the city, I didn't think it was,
Yeah.
like,
But we wanna control,
well, no, but that's what I'm saying, like, Marty, like, do we have to, like, eventually pass something that says that they can, or?
So I think the goal of, Dr. Hall, I don't wanna speak for you, but I think it's just to invite companies that are maybe looking into it, to tell the companies Mercedes is willing to look into ordinances that would help facilitate that.
and to me, so let's say this, we have an outlet. Let's just say a delivery truck, and let's say they get into those type of technology services. The delivery truck can park, let's say at the parking lot, and all of a sudden use a drone to drop something at the Gap, Nike or whatever. Now, that's just in a perfect example. So in other words, we're just saying, look, whenever you guys are ready, we're ready for those type of technology. We're being a maverick. And remember, our what's our new slogan, Mayor, here in Mercedes? Tradition meets what? Innovation. And that's what we're trying to do,
I think
be
it's
innovative. Yeah.
awesome. I think we could look at this like that.
okay, moving on to item 10, thank you, Commissioner, by the way.
Can we go for approval now?
Well, we'd have to have
No
some
action.
action, yeah, there's nothing
We
to,
want to understand what other cities are
yeah.
doing.
Yes, we've started to research what other cities are doing.
No problems. I was ready to make a motion for approval.
We probably, I think, just to be on that, I think it would be best to see what they're trying to bring in, like the sizes and, you know, what, do they want to drop point to point, so that we can create the proper ordinance.
This is residential too, right?
Yes, that, it would encompass everything, yeah, just, I mean,
Commercial,
just to give you an
residential,
idea,
you
a
know.
helicopter can land wherever it wants to, right? So you have to create some kind of control to say, like somebody, like Border Patrol could be flying around right now and say, hey, I'm gonna land here if I want to, they can.
Yeah.
So the city would have to create an ordinance so that there's not pandemonium out there, that's what it's for.
Real quick though, I know that you did the research though, Dr. Howard, as long as the,
I believe Round Rock or in, I think, was it Plano?
well, I was gonna say, as long as the
in
customer
Texas.
agrees to it, then they'll land in their yard, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, look, if they get wind of it and say, hey, look, we're one of the first cities to do it, and the first city in the valley, I mean, we're jumping on the bandwagon right now, just a matter of time, they say, look, that city, that little city with big ideas, the city of Mercedes, we like it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so, I'm trying to answer both, like what you're saying about that they can land and the person at the house can give permission, they can, but we need to control that they're not carrying 50 pounds
Oh,
or
yeah.
something that could drop on somebody's car windshield, so that,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm saying, we need to do
And
some
know what's
research,
going on.
we really need to do some research.
Yes.
Yeah,
And we
they-
also don't control
knives, yeah,
air traffic.
air traffic, yeah. So, but I think it's a great idea, it's just gonna need some research.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys listening to me and allowing me to be on the agenda, gentlemen, and ma'am.
So, No more dumping it just on your yard.
Yes, that's right.
No, actually dump it on your yard.
Hey, they do it anyway, some of these guys just, a couple of Christmas gifts for throwing in my front yard.
I climb up there with a ladder to get it.
So, okay, so moving on to item 10C. The city is asking the city commission to approve, to ratify the purchase of the skid steer.
Mayor, make a motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner Garcia. Have a discussion? All right,
Is this the one we already have?
yeah, they needed to fix an issue at
Okay.
the,
Yeah, anything over 50,000, sir, you all have to approve, so I authorize it for timing purposes because we have to get working.
Gotcha.
You still need to bring it to for your,
Is that the curb scraper, or?
it could be.
Could be.
Right now it's picking up
Number one.
Stavitas?
right now it's picking up number 2. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item D, sponsorship request, City of McAllen for TML Region 12 workshop.
Mayor, make a motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez, do I have a second? Second by, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that one, so that you, Commissioner Garcia. Also, just on discussion, just real quick, I know it says City of McAllen because the president is from the City of McAllen, so it came through them, but this would be directly to the TML Region 12 workshop, which is very helpful to all the elected officials across the region, so. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, same sign, motion carries. Approval of changes to the library policy.
For late fees.
They're not there yet, but it's a possibility.
If I had to put mine years back here.
Hey, Amazon deliveries can pay for that.
Oh, hey, there you go. So really, the two main changes were to our hotspot loan agreement, and that's just because we changed the vendor, so we had to list that and what's included when they check it out. The main one was to the meeting room policy, because as some of you know, we now have those study pods, and we also lend out our program room now. It used to be that it was just the Texas room, but we do have a lot more programming, a lot more people wanting to use it, the Girl Scouts, there's a lot of demand. There's people who wanted study pods for a long time. We were able to get it through Urban County funding. So we needed to update our policy on how far in advance you can reserve different portions, the program room, the Texas room, the study
And
pod.
it's 3 days, right?
Mm-hmm,
And the
yes.
Texas room, is there any cost?
So we do have a cost. It's 15 for nonprofits and 30 for all others. We don't always charge everybody. A lot of them are library partners, and they already help us with programming and events, and if that's the case, then we don't apply that charge. But I do know that we have had other people come in and want to do interviews or trainings, and then we have charged
How
them.
many does it hold?
30 for
So
the
it's
Texas
30
room.
people and we charge $25 an hour or $25 for
$25 for the 4-hour block.
4-hour block?
That's good.
Yeah,
So I think the reason I was wondering that, what's that?
No, I was saying that's good, it's cost.
No, the reason I brought it up was because so I was at Starbucks in Mercedes the other day. Don't tell the girls over there that I was at their enemy's place. And so there was a mayor there from a city further east of us. She was telling me that it's popular to meet halfway here and it makes it accessible to people. And I hadn't even thought about the Texas room, but the last time that I was there, at the last meeting we had with those financial guys, the room was really nice and they commented to that. So I think it's something that we can market and, you know, if somebody wants to train 30 people there, that's 30 people that may want to go out to eat here.
so it's
So,
another city, the price will be higher.
Yeah, Mayor, make a motion to approve.
So I think that would be the best thing was to be able to get people to come in there, you know.
Yes.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez, do I have a second? Second. And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item F, approval to apply for the certified local government with the Texas Historic Commission.
Correct. So as you know, when we passed the landmark ordinance a few months back, the next step we wanted was to apply for certified local government. So we are now ready to do that. We do have our landmark ordinance. We have all the resumes for our members. We have, the goals and objectives. I serve, I guess, in theory right now unofficially as your historic preservation officer. We are submitting some paperwork so that I would be assigned that duty, and then a request for certification. What it does for us is that it provides us more access to the certified local government staff at the Texas Historic Commission. It provides us access to trainings. It provides us access to grants, and maybe possible in the long term, looking into the Main Street program.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve, item 10, what is it? F. 10F.
Motion by Commissioner Howell, second by Commissioner Martinez. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Item G, approval. Yes.
I'm gonna recommend item G is discussed in executive session.
Okay. So, I'm gonna move item 9G to executive session. Moving on to item 11A, on bids and contracts, ratifying the approval of E-Rate Internet Services contract to Smartphone Telephone LLC for Dr. Hector P. Garcia Memorial Library.
So yes, it is asking to ratify. I haven't officially submitted the entire application, but since it's a long process, I wanted to make sure that we got started already. But right now, just so that you know, we're at 500 megabytes per second. We are looking to go to 1 gigabyte per second in July. So, and I want to be completely honest, I realized looking over my summary that I had stated the price wrong. So I just want to say that instead of the $549, it's actually $599. Basically, I did the math and it's just $180 more for the year,
For an upgrade, pretty much.
for the upgrade from 500 to a gig.
I make a motion to approve, Mayor.
We're gonna need you to include the stipulation of the amount. What would be the amount?
$599?
Yeah, $599 a month, but we just paid 10%.
Okay, so for 10% of $599 a month.
Yes.
And that's your motion, Commissioner?
Yes,
Second.
sir.
Second by Commissioner Martinez. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I'm sorry, all those against, same sign. Moving on to 11B, approval of memorandum of agreement for stormwater task force.
Mayor, I make a motion for approval for, item 11B for approval of memorandum of agreement for stormwater task force.
Motion by Commissioner Howell, second. I'll second. Second by Commissioner Garcia. Any discussion?
What is our commitment?
Javier agreed to that.
Good evening, again, Mayor, Commissioners. This is a funding application, I'm sorry, through the Stormwater Task Force, which we're a part of. And they're asking all the cities that are part of the task force to sign on to the grant application for right now they're in the study phase of a regional stormwater plan to address drainage issues across the Rio Grande Valley. And right now it's just to apply for more funding for the planning phases. What they want to do is to deploy more of the sensors in the drainage ditches across the valley, like an early detection system. And we actually had one here on the Anacuitas, but it got swept away somehow.
So it's kind of like a wants and needs list, basically, right?
This is so the
For an amount or like a research amount, or what is it?
they have an amount there. It's a grant and there's a match, but they're not asking for any of the cities to contribute the matching portion. either they're gonna pay that with the membership fees or with in-kind, contributions from the partners.
So is this sensor one day gonna give us funding for improvements with drowning, or just to sense that there's water?
So part of the master drainage plan, the draft one, it was one of the projects on the master drainage plan to install an early detection system in the Anacuitas and other ditches that run through Mercedes, along with some other infrastructure projects.
I think, and so that is an old thing that's been brought up, and they put them in because they were very expensive back in the day. So they were put in various locations. The idea behind it was kind of like that, what's it called, the gate.
Well, it'd be nice to kind of whatever they open them.
No. What it does is like, what's the name of the gate that they automatically close it for all the
B, is it B or?
61?
Alright, let's say gate 60, gate,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, let's say gate 60, just for argument's sake.
yeah.
If
Forget the number.
well, we can set up a deal where it says that if we're at 40% capacity or 60% capacity, it sends out a warning. So that now you can either open or close the gate. And so the idea is to have a
That's the
series of them
idea,
all over the
yes.
place, including the Rio Grande. So once they put it, but it's real costly because it's all, the information is all in one centralized location. But it's a great program. Hopefully within there, they can talk about holding on to some of the water also.
Yes.
If you get involved in that stormwater deal, like the.
So as of now, we're not committing any money, right? It's just
No.
more of.
Just that we're, a partner, participant in the grant application, and that the study that the grant could fund it pertains to Mercedes and every other partner in the task force.
Hey, it's infrastructure, stuff that we need.
It's in the plan, there will be infrastructure projects, that comes later. They're phasing it out through several years. This year is more funding for planning and then some of the early detection systems. And then in the years to come, actual, brick and mortar or pipe in the ground.
So the early detection system, again, it's still gonna help, it's not just a pie in the sky. But on top of that, that'll allow them also to analyze how water flows, so that we can then later on go out for grants to increase certain areas or build certain weirs and stuff like that. It's a good program.
Right.
I recommend that you all, get involved in the stormwater task force if you get a chance, at least pay attention.
You know, if there's gonna be a different sensor one day, so it doesn't get washed away.
They,
Drained away.
well, I think this one was vandalized, if you ask me, yes. I think it was vandalized.
Oh.
It wasn't, yeah, but,
Cement and everything washed away.
yeah,
Cameras?
yes, it was
So,
They
vandalized.
stole those too.
Yeah, they stole the camera too. All right, moving on to, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All, wait, you need a motion?
Yes.
All those in favor say aye. Aye, all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Moving on to, approval of EMS, item C, approval of EMS billing contract renewal.
Mayor, take a look at the contract and I go ahead and make a motion to approve.
I have a motion by, Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner, was that you, Commissioner Howell? Commissioner Garcia. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 12, I think at this time I'll go ahead and, say that we'll postpone, item, 6A to the next regular meeting, and just make sure that somebody contacts the church. Okay. Let me finish up on item 12, recreation center, public works, finance, planning, library, and city secretary, HR.
Mayor, I'd like to, if I may, Mr. Leguía, for Public Works. I was looking at the potholes and things like that, I just wanted to give a recommendation, when we're talking about streets. We can look into what we can do about Willisey, over on the north side. Drove out there, it's pretty bad condition, so I don't know if we can do some patchwork out there in the meantime. Mr. Ramirez, I'd like to see if we can get that street on our list, cause Willisey's pretty bad. That would be the street heading east to west, and of course, the other roads that intersect with the High Drake, Washington, things like that. It's in pretty bad shape, man, and I know the people on the north side, had also mentioned about there was some, weed loss, things like that, I don't know if that pertains to you. but see if we can get somebody out there to take that. Just kind of look into that north side area a little bit more, if you don't mind.
Take a look at it, tomorrow and all interested.
Please, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
The weed lots are along Willacy and that area.
They're in that little area, so the area, I would say, is within the area of, you're talking Vermont, Hydrick, Washington,
Okay.
all the way to about, well, all the way to about Washington, there's that little area. And mind you guys, historically, this is an area that's been neglected over years. I mean, it was kind of, you know, abandoned homes, things like that around there. It's gotten a little bit better, but the Willacy Street alone is in bad shape. So I don't know, if maybe we can go out there and see what, if we can do any kind of patchwork. But I would tell you that it is a street that we should consider in the future looking into, maybe redoing, because it's pretty bad. Okay, sir.
Hello, Mayor, Commissioners. I know not on the agenda for IT, but just wanted to make a quick update on our website. I know it's a current problem that we have been looking into. I made some headway yesterday in finding some of the potential bad code that was on our website. It has been made, or I've been made aware that WordPress, are the infrastructure that it's basically built on, is hackable in many ways. And so one of the plugins that we had implemented on our website was one of the factors into it, so I did remove it. It has kind of alleviated those redirect links. At this point, I know that some of the residents still access the website, so I actually type it in. The URL www.cityofmercedes.com is the most beneficial way to access it at this point. None of the links inside the website itself are redirecting. It's only the Google searches itself. And so I have been actively looking into it to try to alleviate the problem where citizens can continue to access the resources that we have on the website.
Is there a way we can look at maybe alternatives for that website, maybe upgrades, things like that? Kind of bring it more into a more modern type
Yes,
website?
I've actually looked into, I got a quote on, after I learned about this issue, because the coding part isn't, while IT does encompass a lot, it's not my forte.
Yes.
But I did get some quotes into some things to try to get to the website updated. They are kind of pricey, and we would have to kind of build from scratch. And that's a big part of it. I did do a backup of our website recently, or last week, to try to amend the issue. But unfortunately, we lost a lot of our meeting minutes, and so I had to revert it back, and a lot of our bid contracts. So when I amended it back, it kind of reestablished all the errors we're getting. But I have looked into possibly getting into avenues to update into more modern looking websites. I know it's something that Mr. Pettis has mentioned as well.
Well, we'll be getting into the budget soon, so I figured we might as well take a look at what it would cost for us to kind of
Yes, sir.
get a more modern type website, if that makes sense, man.
Yes, for sure.
More
But,
customer service oriented.
I'm sorry?
More customer service oriented.
For sure. I mean, obviously, we'd like to be able to have citizens, you know, not just access other areas, but I would say documents, things like that. They have there's a tab already where they can pay their water bill online, can't they?
Correct, yes, and then we were also trying to implement like our applications to post them online, but being that we got hit with the redirects, I kind of pushed that back a little bit until we get that resolved. The other thing I wanted to look into was for Marty to kind of take a look at the legality of adding those, being that it does involve personal information. It's not full like social security numbers, but at least the last 4 digits, so we just wanted to make sure that we were clear on that part to get it posted onto the website.
Would you like to introduce our new IT guy?
Yes, so we have a new IT join us, is Juan back there. He will be joining us, and he's been a great asset since he has started. He is now on his second week, 2.5 weeks basically.
Yeah.
That he's been doing great and helping out on
It's
all of our.
Welcome, Juan.
Welcome, Juan.
to Mercedes.
Thank you.
By the way, thank you for both of y'all for jumping on that deal on a Sunday. And that's what time I got the call on Sunday. And I appreciate, y'all jumping on it.
We actually came in,
Thank you for that.
Yes. So one of the things that got brought up is the fact that, during interviews for one, it's something that actually brought it up to our attention, but the way I have our network set up is through policies. And so it automatically opens up the city of Mercedes website on its own without going to Google searches here at the city hall. So that's something that kind of I need to look into myself, that way I can keep track of those things, is to remove it at least on my end, that way I can make sure that those things don't go undone the next time around.
So I think I'm with Commissioner Martinez. I think, even to the point that I think we should just go out for RFPs once we identify funding, right? Like you're saying on next year budget year. But even if we were to go out for RFQs or RFPs to start the process of looking for a all-encompassing, and I know, we bought one at the sheriff's office and I know they're in the hundred thousands of dollars and all that good stuff, but there's a lot that comes with it that you can take care of that salvages work from somebody else that can allow them to do other stuff. Open up the list and stuff like that. So I think it would help us, and so I'm with Commissioner Martinez on that. So we can jump on that as soon as possible. So
Yeah, I just wanted to give you an update on.
that's awesome, and thank you for Sunday.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Appreciate it.
Anybody else? Anybody got any questions for any of the departments?
Good to go. Finances, so on financing, are we still right on track? Everything looking good? Perfect.
Well, lights are still on, so yeah, I guess so.
So we're not in the red,
He's trained to say we were
because for a long time, we were in the red all the time.
that is, we're doing it already with the draft audit. The draft audit,
I should be getting the final one tonight.
tonight, we're presenting in the next meeting.
awesome. That's great.
Well, unless you wanted a special meeting before the month ends, so.
Yes,
Okay, great.
because the goal is to get it done in March.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know, can we, well, it's too late to modify it, right? For the Thursday meeting, Friday,
Yeah.
Friday,
Friday.
We can ratify it or?
Friday.
Good.
I think we'll have it.
By Friday.
You have a draft, you don't have.
Yeah, I'll have it.
Friday. Great.
Yeah, no, I don't have a final.
Alright, well, we'll do it right.
We'll do it Saturday.
That's the motto of Mercedes. Do it right the first time.
Sunday night at midnight, just.
Alright.
I'm not gonna get one. I'm gonna get one of those or. She's giggling, I mean.
Alright, moving on to item 13, executive session. We're going on to item A, discussion city manager regarding personnel matters. Item B, consulting with attorney regarding update on litigation. Item C, consultation with attorney regarding contracts. We have a motion to go into executive.
Motion, Mayor.
I have a motion by Commissioner Martinez, I have a second by Commissioner Garcia. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, 7:33 PM, we're on executive session. It is, 8:57. I call this meeting back to order, or back into, open session. I believe the only, item that we have to take action on is on, item 9G, approval appointment of, planning and zoning commission. I believe we have one opening. And, do I have any recommendations from the board?
10G.
I'm sorry, 10G.
Yes, and Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
if you're ready, I'd like to nominate Nancy Garza for the Planning and Zoning Commission.
I'll say I have, I have Commissioner Martinez for nomination, I'm sorry, Commissioner Saldana. Nomination of Nancy Garza, second by Commissioner Garcia. Is there any other nominations? Is there any other nominations? Okay, if none, by acclamation, we have Ms. Nancy Garza as our next appointed member of the Planning and Zoning Commission. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item is adjournment.
Motion to adjourn,
A motion by Commissioner Martinez, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Garcia, all those in favor? Aye, I'm sorry?
It should have been 14 open session. There was no action.
Oh.
Just say it.
Oh, sorry. So, item 14, open session. There is no action. And now I'll take a motion for adjournment. Motion by Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner Garcia. All those in favor say aye. Aye, all opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are adjourned since 8:58 PM.
God bless, go Tigers.
Go